everything across the board, from mental all the way to physical. You need to look at your higher self and be like, I'm trying to be like her. How do I get to her? Hey brownies, welcome back to my channel. So you guys, I am doing this new segment on my channel. It's going to be a, like, I guess Mask Monday type of vibe, but it's not going to be every single Monday, you guys. It's going to be maybe like 2 times a month, so every other Monday probably. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Because you guys already know, like, my upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I know I've been slacking before, like during like the holidays, but you know, I'm back and I'm running again, so that's good. And also I know that the video is really long, as you guys can see, because this is just going to be like me really like getting, I guess, in the groove of like the whole like doing the mask and then like doing the talk. And so, and then this talk was definitely something that I needed to go in depth about, because this is such an important topic. Like, leveling up is not just buying your Gucci bag and just walking around. Like, no, that's not leveling up. Leveling up is, you know, is mental, it's physical, it's emotional. So I go into detail about it. I tell you guys my experience with it. And you know, I just want you guys to just learn from this and to really like just start incorporating this into your own lifestyle. And then from there, like, let's just all be like boss babies together, you know, boss brownies, period. Like, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up, comment, you know, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with everybody. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Now, but I wanted to do a video on how to level up. I'm talking along the lines of mentally being sane, mentally like getting yourself together, physically like just, you know, looking who you want to look like, you know, like being your higher self in all aspects of life. So that is what we're going to talk about. The mask that I'm going to be using, I just picked up this mask. This is the Ordinary AHA 30% and BHA 2% peeling solution. I've actually been using the Ordinary, like all their products. Like, you guys, I will definitely go into a more detailed video about Ordinary. I really do like their products. Like, I've been using it since like not even up to a week, you guys, and honestly my face has transformed so much. Like, when I tell you guys, like, my face feels so smooth. Right now it's just dry because I have nothing on it, but when I tell you, like, my face has gotten 10 times better, like, I'm not playing around with you guys at all. So I love, love, love how this has really made my skin look better. I don't look like I'm freaking 90 years old. Like, I just, you know, I really like their products. And you guys will see at the end of the video when I come back and like do all my skincare, because right now, like, my skin is just so dry. But you'll see that like my skin looks so like together, nice and supple, just delicious. Like, okay, now I'm going on too much. I've just been really trying to introduce more acids into my skincare. Like, I have a bunch of like different acids that I use. I know you're like, acids? Like, yeah, like, you know, they're like chemical exfoliants, and you know, I'm still learning all that skincare stuff, so don't be asking me no questions because I really don't be knowing. Okay, so I don't know, looking right at it, you guys, like, it looks like I'm about to put like jelly on my freaking skin. Like, why does it look like that? Like, why does it look like that? But okay, so they just said to put it on your face and apply it with your fingers and leave it on for 10 minutes, so that's what I'm about to do. So I have everything written down over there about what I'm about to speak to you guys about. I hope this thing does not hurt. It looks like I'm putting blood on myself. Like, what the heck? With leveling up, you guys, I used all of 2019 to really level up. Like, I just turned 20. Well, not 20. I just turned 26. the other day, like literally on December 10th. So whenever you guys are watching this is whenever you're watching it. So I was just looking back and I'm like, I really used, ooh, this thing burns. Okay, this thing hurts so much. Okay, it's soothing out. It doesn't hurt anymore. Let me wash my hands. Sorry about that, guys. So I used this year to really take care of myself and to really learn more about myself. I spent a lot of time in 2016, 17, and 18 just pretty much hating myself. And I would just blame a lot of people, but I never really looked inside myself to see like, hey girl, like, what's wrong with you? So that's why I used 2019 to really learn more about myself. And from there, I found myself leveling up. I found myself not allowing bad habits anymore. I found myself just changing the way that I did my makeup, the way that I did the way I expressed myself through fashion. Look at me doing skincare. Oh, like, you guys know my skin always looks like trash, okay? And look at me, I'm caring about myself, like, and I'll get more into all those details later. But you know, I feel like I have a way better relationship with Christ now. Like, you know, I'm not perfect. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not. Nobody's perfect. But I feel like I'm more in tune. I feel like I'm just seeing things differently now at my age now than I did like in the past, right? So that's just a backstory with me. What you guys need to learn is, how do you level up mentally and physically? So mentally, you really need to learn about positive affirmations. You can't be looking at yourself and just saying, oh, I gotta stop doing this, I gotta stop being like this. Like, no, just be like, okay, you know what, I struggle with, you know, cussing people out. I need to tell myself, like, hey, like, this is something you gotta work on. Don't tell yourself, don't do this. Instead, you need to be more positive while speaking to yourself. So when you look at your bad habits, you need to be like, okay, I see that you struggle with this, Jenny. I need you to do this instead. Don't say, don't do this. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so negative with your talk towards yourself. So if you know, like, okay, like for me, right, I'm trying to lose weight because, you know, like, you know. So I used to tell myself, like, girl, like, you look so freaking fat. Like, you need to freaking lose weight. Like, you gotta stop eating this trash. But now I'm like, okay, like, I love myself and who I am, even though it may not be where I want to be, but I'm gonna tell myself some positive things. I can work out. I can, you know, eat clean. Like, I love my body to the point where I want to put good stuff in my body. Now, it's not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna always hit it on the head every single time. Like, you know, you have wants, you have desires. You know, there might be some times that you might fail, and that's okay. So with these positive affirmations and building yourself up and telling yourself you can do certain things, like, it sets you up to actually do it, because you're pretty much like speaking life into your own self. So when you're speaking life into your own self, you're not putting yourself down. So you're building yourself up. You're being your own personal coach, your own personal like cheerleader. So just work on seeing things with a more positive tone. Don't be so down on yourself and mad at yourself for anything that you just can't do or you just can't be just yet, because that's not the truth. Like, this is just your journey. You're still in the process. You're still in the workings, okay? Now, another thing that I find that helps so much is prayer. My relationship with Christ has been up and down, all over, just all over the place, you know? And I feel like I'm at this point in my life where I may not be perfect, but I'm not gonna stop that from engaging in in a conversation with Christ. So those of you that are followers of Christ, those of you that may actually be interested in, you know, having a relationship with God, like, don't beat yourself up. I used to be that person that felt like I needed to be perfect 24/7. If I wasn't, like, I would just put God on the side and be like, okay, you know what? Since I'm still over here doing this and this and this, I can't really socialize with, you know, the church. I used to just feel like that, but it's deeper than that. Like, it's your relationship with Christ. It's your relationship with whoever it is that you're believing in. So you don't beat yourself up when you're not embodying your higher self. You're not embodying the things that you want to be. You know, you need to just work at it. And then while you're working at it, you're praying about it, you know, and then when you're praying about it, God sees that you're like actively seeking Him and you're actively trying to put some work into what it is that you're doing. So He's going to be like, you know what, I see you working and I'm going to help you. And that's where that whole thing about relying on God for your strength, like, it's not you just sitting there and being like, oh, I can't do it. And you're just sitting there like, no, like, you need to work at it. If you know you're not doing the things that you need to do, like, in your relationship with Christ, you push yourself to at least try. And then from there, he takes the wheel. Like, He's the one that's going to really give you that strength, you know? So with prayer, it definitely alters your actions. Prayer also helps you with just like releasing all that anxiety, releasing all those worries, because you guys, like, I don't want to get just weighed. I don't want to make this about like me, but you know, there were times in my life that I really felt like I was never going to get any sort of money. Like, I was worried about school. I was worried about my family, worried about my health, and I needed to just not look at what was going on with me in the present form. You know, I don't know what is in the spiritual world that's working for my good. Like, I don't see it. So it's best to not rely on your own understanding. You gotta rely on God, and that's why prayer helps during those times. So during all this time that you're trying to level up, you're trying to move forward, you're trying to like get your mind right, you're going to get, you know, you're going to get these negative thoughts. You're going to get all of these negative things that are coming and attacking you because you're trying to align yourself to that higher person that you're trying to be, you know? So with prayer, it just keeps you grounded, you know? So, and then with all of this, you guys, I want you to also just envision your higher self. Like, what is it that you're trying to be? Like, who is it that you want to be? And as I'm speaking about these things, I want you guys to just see, like, okay, look at yourself right now and then look at who you want to be later on. What are some things that need to change? So when I'm telling you about like these positive affirmations, you know, the prayers, how is that working for your good? Like, how do you see that altering, you know, altering like your present form to be like your higher self? Next thing for mental is journaling. Now, I feel like when I journal, it really releases a lot of thoughts in your head. It really makes you see yourself at just a different angle, because you might just be writing just for release, but when you look back at it, when you read the stuff that used to make you worry, used to make you anxious, used to make you pissed, things that used to make you sad, you see that growth. And when you see that growth, that thing propels you. And when I tell you guys, like, I look at my journals from like 3-4 years ago, because like, to be honest, I don't journal as much as I should, but when I find that I do journal and then I look back at like my stuff from like years ago, I'm like, dude, like, you were heartbroken about this, dude, or girl, you were worried about this job, or girl, you thought you weren't gonna get to school. Like, I used to just journal and just freak out while I'm journaling, but then when I tell you afterwards, I felt so good. It felt so good to release. It felt so good to just to think rather than to have everything all up in here and just getting super anxious and not knowing like what the heck is going on. Like, you know, like it's just better to release it, see it out in front of you. And then from there you can kind of just think about it like, I wonder why this is happening to me, or I wonder why I can't get this right. Like you kind of start to see like a pattern as you're journaling. You're like, and then when you're reading through it, you're like, oh, like I'm seeing that there's a habit of me continuously doing this or doing that. Like maybe I should stop doing this, or maybe I should incorporate something. Like, you know, I know I'm talking really vaguely, but you will see when you start to journal, it just helps to see yourself at a different perspective. It also helps you to just learn more about yourself. I know when I first started journaling, I was just like, I don't know what the heck to write, so I'm just gonna be like Dear Diary. Like, you know. And then later it started to turn into like a prayer book, and now it's more of like a prayer book slash diary. But I know like on Instagram, like if you search like journal prompts, like they got like a bunch of like different ways to journal and like to just write out your dreams, write out things like that. Because when you put those things out on a page, like it's there, you know, like you're believing it and you're seeing it. And from there, you can actually start to mentally get yourself together to be that person that you want to be. So journaling is definitely key. Now, I wrote on my little paper mirror because it's important to look at yourself in a mirror. I know you're like, what are you talking about? Look yourself in a mirror. Like, babes, like I'm telling you, look at yourself in a mirror, and rather than looking at yourself and just being like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now, rather than being like, man, why am my eyelid looking like that? All these edges. Girl, look at that double chin. Why are my boobs so saggy? You know, rather than like doing all of that, like really try to look at yourself in the mirror and like compliment yourself. Talk to yourself. Like you guys, I love looking at myself. I love like smiling at myself in the mirror. And I know you're like, oh, like what? But I'm telling you, like there was a period in my life where I didn't want to look at myself. Like, I know I talk about it all the time, but you guys, like I gained weight, and this weight that I have gained has made me feel kind of low about myself. It kind of forced me to like look at myself differently and to love myself like truly. Because when I was like skinny, like I didn't even love myself then, but like I was just like, okay, like, you know, I actually look good, so it's whatever, like I look good, okay, good, and I'm done, like, you know. But now I'm like, I need to learn to love myself for how I look right now. I can't look at myself and be like, man, you need to go back to that size 7. You can't be looking like this at size 10. What the heck are you doing? You need to fix it. Like, no, like I used to feel like that. And that's why I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror. But like now I'm like, okay, girl, like, you know, you look a little crazy right now. But I love how you look because, baby, look. Look at these thighs. They look so cute. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just like, you know, I just tell myself something nice. I compliment myself, you know, as I'm walking by, and I'll have nothing on my face, no makeup, no nothing, no hair. You know, I just look at myself and I say like, oh wow, like I see an improvement in your skin, like that skincare that you've been doing and working hard to do. I see it, babes, like continue, like. Or I'll be looking at myself and I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm getting a little bit of like a breakout right here. Okay, babes, like you really gotta learn to take better care of like your skin. Like I need you to exfoliate tonight. Like I know I sound crazy, but like when I tell you like that, talking to yourself in the mirror, smiling to yourself in the mirror, you kind of just get yourself more like, I don't know, man, like it just makes you feel good. Okay, so definitely practice that. Definitely like try talking to yourself. And then the last thing for mental, this thing is drying. Okay, so the next thing for like the last thing for mentally leveling up is to listen to healthy music, listen to healthy podcasts. I listen to a lot of different music, you guys, and to be honest, a lot of my music, they can be really bad, and I noticed that it really alters the way that I feel about myself. I feel like I need to be this bad biatch with like perfectly long hair, because that is what some rappers rapping about. Like, and you'll be like, no, I won't internalize all that music. No, I won't do it. No, I'm telling you right now, it can happen, and it will happen, because it's something that it's just playing. It's playing, subconsciously. Like, you're taking in this information, you're taking in like whatever people are saying on the TV or whatever, and you start to want to be that, like, do not look at me and tell me like you don't feel a pressure to be thin, you don't feel a pressure to be curvy but still thin, but with a booty and like huge boobs, but like you can't look like you can't look, lumpy. Like, do not look at me and tell me that that's not the truth. Like, listen to healthy music, like listen to music that doesn't really, like, it's not really saying anything. Like, listen to Christian music. Like, if you're a Christian, listen to Christian music. If you have a religion, like, listen to that type of music. And then also just listen to music that everything doesn't have to be all worship music, but listen to music that it's a feel good music. It makes you feel good, builds you up, like, listen to podcasts where it builds you up. Like, don't listen to that trash podcast. Because to be honest, you guys, I used to listen to a lot of gossip podcasts, and I'm struggling to delete them because it's like my it's my guilty pleasure to listen to, like, oh God, like, I have too many. But it's important to just try to listen to good podcasts that, help you with finance, podcasts that help you with, psychological, like, thinking, like, podcasts that are, like, like, based off of religion, like, do things like that. And then from there, like, you can start incorporating that. Like, you can create like a routine where you're like, okay, while like, when I get out of work, I'm gonna listen to a podcast while I clean up my room, or listen to some nice music while I do my skincare. Like, that's what I do. I listen to a podcast while I'm showering for the morning, while I'm showering for the night. Like, it just builds you up. Now let's get into the fun stuff, okay? Like, that was all like the cool stuff, like, the necessary things. Now let's get into like the business stuff. Now, everyone thinks leveling up is always based on the physical, and it looks like it is, but it's not, because I told you guys about the mental. But with the physical, fashion, I feel like, now, I'm not perfect at fashion, but I'm learning to love fashion. I'm learning, like, different trends, and then just learning what I personally like and what it is that I'm trying to do. So when I said, like, earlier in the video, to just think of, like, your higher self. How does your higher self look? Like, is she wearing, like, trash clothing? Is she wearing, slutty outfits? Is she out here just twerking on the street? Is she doing all those things? Is he doing all those things? Like, no. Like, I would hope not, right? So, for me, my higher self, I envision her just having her own desk, like, well, not own desk, having her own, like, office, like, like, just high-rise, freaking, like window, bomb, like, desk. And then I'm just, I don't even know what it is I'm doing, you guys. Like, it's all God's timing. It's all whatever God wants me to do. But that's what I envision. I just envision, like, I got, like, a bomb office. Everything is crisp and white. I look down and I see my shoes are some, like, nice pointy toe shoes, like, bomb, like, bomb clothes, nice and clean, like, nice crisp hair, just nice. Of course we'll have the wig, but underneath, nice and flourishing hair that I can just take off the wig, throw it off to the side, and just have my nice natural hair. Just, you know, just flourishing, you know, brows flourishing. Like, I know I'm just talking too much, but like, you know, that's what I think of. I think of like, yo, I'm about to have like 3+ cars. I'm about to take care of my family. I'm gonna be able to take care of like my own personal family that I'll have when I get married. Like, you know, just things like that. That's what I think of when I think of my higher self. And that's just physically, right? So when you think of those things, how do you see yourself? Like, how is she dressing? How is he dressing? And then from there, you just kind of start to change up and update your wardrobe. Like, I really went to town on, okay, this video is about to turn long, but I feel like with my fashion has always been very disgustingly basic. Never really knew how to put clothes together. I'm still in the process of learning, but I feel like I have upgraded so freaking much. And that's honestly thanks to my girl, like one of my best friends. Like, she has literally like freaking upped my look. But I get a lot of inspiration off of Instagram. And I never used to really care about fashion, but then when I saw how good you feel when you dress nice and people compliment you, that makes you feel good, you know? So I feel like with fashion, you gotta make sure like everything is looking crisp, everything is looking neat. Less is more, and I'm gonna say this with everything that I'm about to talk about. Less is definitely more. Stick to the basics, but like add some nice, you know, some nice outerwear, some nice accessories, you know? Invest in those things. Don't be over there, oh, I'm gonna buy a Gucci bag, I'm gonna buy a mink sweater. I don't know, dude. Like, don't go all crazy just yet. Like, that can happen later on, but right now you need to focus on just trying to look presentable. So if you know you be wearing those like like shirts, like those what am I trying to say, those tops where it just shows too much of your boobs, like you're like, ooh, you know, you're like this, like, you know, tone it down. Like, you guys, when I tell you, like, I used to do that all the time when I was younger, like, and of course I got attention, but it wasn't the attention that I wanted. Like, I wanted people to respect me once they saw me. So now, like, I don't even show my chest, and if I show my chest, I'm wearing something over, not like, I'm not like this, but you know, I'm just trying to emulate nice and sexy grown vibes, you know, you know, just, you know what I mean? So, next thing, as you guys can see, skincare. So, I've spent so much money, so much time into just learning about my skin, learning to love my actual face. And honestly, like, I love how my face looks. I don't got the lashes on because, you know, it's birthday lashes, okay? But I've been learning to just spend more time on this, you know? And it's not being superficial. It's just, I feel like you should really work on having a good skin regimen, because once you do that, you don't have to rely on the makeup. You don't need to rely on anything. Like, you just have your face, you know? Then I feel like with the skincare, it kind of forced me to put myself into a routine, and to have like a regimen, because this all ties in even with the mental, because, you know, I told you guys, looking at the mirror, complimenting yourself, I'll be over there like looking at myself in the mirror while doing my skincare. And in the very beginning, I used to just be like, oh my god, I don't know why I'm doing this. I look so ugly. Like, oh my god, I look so ugly without makeup. I'll take off the makeup. I'm like, oh my god, I look so ugly. Like, now, like, I look at myself and I'm like, dude, like, I see a huge improvement. Just 2 years ago, girl, I looked crazy, like, you know? And now, like, I look at myself and I love how I look, like, and I'm excited for the, like, just, I'm excited for just whatever my skin is about to do. But I should take this off probably because it's been like over 10 minutes, but I just want to finish this video for you guys real quick. Like I said you guys before, but the whole less is more, this applies to makeup too. Less is more. Learn to do your makeup in a way where you're using less product, you're using less steps. I feel like all 2019 I've been really trying to incorporate a no makeup look. I feel like more recently now I just been kind of like upping like the dramatics. What am I trying to say? I feel like I just been like still trying to have that like natural face, but just adding some dramatics. So dramatic lashes, but keeping everything on the lid nice and simple. I wouldn't wear like lipstick or do anything crazy with my lips. Everything would be nude. Brows, I don't know. Your girl has been struggling, but I feel like now I got myself like a routine, but I'm still trying to like get it to look more clean rather than like brows, because that's what it looks like right now. Like before it looked a little bit natural, but it just looked like I didn't really have brows and it just looked kind of sad. But now I'm like, okay, I got the brows, like it's like brows. But now I'm like, okay, but like how do I tone it down, you know? So it's just all about learning and just seeing what it is that you like with the makeup. But all I'm going to tell you with makeup is less is definitely more. People compliment you more when you have less makeup on, or you don't look like you have a bunch of makeup on, you know? I notice even if I will go out for the night or something like that and I have like very minimal makeup on, like literally just like, it's like a light stick foundation, brows done, I probably won't even do lashes, and just like a nice new lip, and then, you know, whatever it is, but like highlighting and contouring just minimally. Like I would get so many compliments. Everyone would be so nice to me. But then if I have like a full like glam look, like people don't approach me, people don't talk to me, like nobody compliments me. So I feel like less is definitely more. Okay, and then lastly, invest in yourself. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time into doing my nails. Like, I don't look at them right now, because right now, like, I just have some like gel nails. Not gel, they're the powder nails. But I spent so much money on acrylics because I just wanted to feel good, you know. And I'll get so many compliments too. I think that's pretty much all I really like invested a lot of my money into. I invested my money into, of course, clothes, skincare products, even a little bit in makeup too. Well, all I'm saying is invest in taking care of yourself. Invest in trying to look your best. Now, I'm not saying go in and do fillers, go in and do surgery. I'm not saying that. And if you do it, like, whatever, just, you know, go do it. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying just learn to not be cheap with yourself. Like, you're able to throw all this money to go to concerts, to go and see blah, 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 right? But you should be able to invest money into yourself. Like, you know, I know I'm talking about the physical, but even mentally, invest in yourself. So if you know, like, hey, I want to do like a business, like I want to have a business, I want to run a business, invest in yourself, period. Like, do it. Like, oh, you know, I really want to network, invest in yourself. Go to those networking events, like, and these are things that I'm really trying to do. I find that this is where I'm at right now in my life. Like, I'm learning to put more investments into these things rather than just being cheap and just sitting down and just doing nothing, or not trying to look my best when I knew I could look my best, you know? Or trying to be my best. Like, you gotta show up as your higher self for every little thing, like everything across the board, from mental all the way to physical. You need to look at your higher self and be like, I'm trying to be like her. How do I get to her? Okay, if she's over here with nice skin, I need to make sure like my skincare is good. Oh, she's here with like, she's here with, she has like, you know, nice natural like hair. I need my hair to be flourishing too. I need to take care of it. Like, oh, she has like a great relationship with Christ. I need to build that up. With all those things, you guys, just you need to just invest into yourself. And once you do so, you will see that your life will start changing. It will start really moving. But yeah, guys, I need to go wash off my face, but let me go wash this off and then I'll get back to you guys for the end of the video. So I am back. Oof, what is on my face? I just finished up my skincare, so yeah, it's nice and moisturized, nice and just firm, like oof, yes. But I just wanted to come back and just, you know, just thank you guys so much for just watching the video. Pretty much, like, I know this was really ridiculously, like, I know it was like really long, but I just really wanted to get this video out there for you guys that really want to start 2020 like on a good foot. Like, this is the steps that I took. There were some steps that, you know, I'm not perfect at, and you're not going to be perfect at it, but you just take your time, and you just, you know, it's a life journey. Like, you're not going to get everything down like on the first try. You're not going to just all of a sudden have amazing fashion sense and glowing skin within one day. Like, it's all a journey. Leveling up is a lifelong process, but these steps I feel like are really important to just start it. Like, you know, it's important to really incorporate into your everyday lifestyle, you know. So I really hope it was helpful. Definitely, you know, reach out to me. You guys know I'm always active on my social media. Definitely Instagram, hands down. Like, I'm always on there every single minute of the day. So definitely follow me on there. I'm not really on Snapchat, but I guess you can follow me on there too. And just, you know, like, just talk to me. And subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below. You guys know I love all that stuff. Share this with a friend. And it definitely helps me out in the long run too. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, so stay awesome and stay blessed. I love you guys.